Let there be peace and love to all the beings of the universe. Om is the 25th Mahasamadhi of Master. The Master never dies. He is here alive when one is just here. Ah, I forgot to open. So, nothing happened. The Master is never dies. The Master never dies. Is alive when one is just here. That's what, in those special vehicles, that's what is again and again indicated and shown. And Master Papaji was one of those vehicles. What does it mean, Maha Samadhi? In words, one could tell it's one who is absorbed. Even prior to one who is absorbed in that which is never captured by the time and the space. With one particularity is that the known form doesn't reappear. But in fact, that is a life, with form or no form. It can be while alive. That Papaji showed it again and again, and that's how the gratitude is infinite and is very contagious. not only to be out of the jaws of the world where one suffers, but he showed again and again that there was never jaws. Jaws, huh? This. It just appears and disappears. And we have no obligation to be bitten by it. Even though it may happen, but it's swallowed in, nothing ever happens. So it's up to one to give the full, it's not English, but essentiality to it, to treasure it while alive. Abundance of substances. Imagine 25th Mahasamadhi, and it is so alive. It didn't get a wrinkle. So when it will be the 50th one, I think it will be the next generation. Amazing. And it will be the same, still alive, with no wrinkles. So, feel blessed, you are blessed, be happy. Oh, that is fit. Oh, that is fit. Isn't it unbelievable? A life while one decays. A life regardless of decaying shapes or names, forgetfulness, remembering. This is not touched and doesn't need to be touched. It can't be touched. That's why it's alive. You are free to ask me anything if you like.
In the bank of the river, Krishna played with me today.
And in the play, they all get drowned in the river. That word Advaita is very beautiful, huh? Because it says it's not two. So it's obvious, it's trying to say that it cannot be caught in the time where there is always two. And yeah. So Advaita is one who is just here now. Is what we express by the Mahasamadhi of Master. No more two. What I am in is no more two. So, as the Master never dies, you can always have the guidance. There is no excuse. Direct guidance. It's always alive. Just one has to want it.
Forgot the question. This cannot be caught, defined, blah 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 blah.
It's not blah blah.
No, but I mean I can.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, I can give 1,000 objectives and.
Yeah. It's blah blah when one gets it as an information.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
as you recently pointed to.
Okay. So
I will. Especially if there is any kind of action or will, personal, popping, it goes fine. Of course, it does not go, but it's
veiled. Or
yes,
something.
thanks. Veiled.
Looks like.
However, so far, I have seen this morning, but I have seen that it acts without acting. I can't describe that, but it's like it unfolds, you know. It doesn't need an eye or whatever. Still, currently, I cannot reconcile this with the current mode of functioning of this mind, which still has not adapted to that yet.
It can never.
Okay, so sure. Okay. Still, I have the belief, okay, sorry for that, that I would like to cooperate, okay, as much as I can. So, for instance, being empty, suspending the thought when it can, etc. Now, I cannot reconcile the notion of will or intention or thing with this. All I can understand so far is I have to drop any will, any intention, etc. So it can be seen. And even this is a kind of paradox because who is suspending blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to do philosophy now. The thing is, you just said before, still you have to want it. Mm-hmm. Oh. How can I express or manifest or whatever, blah, this will, intention, because no personal intention can be there. If I want to cooperate more,
About what?
to be as transparent as possible.
You will never.
Don't
As a
worry.
person, you will never.
No, yeah. So
There are some translucid worms, I know, but this is their karma.
yeah, I'm far
You
from
will
being
never. You will
translucid.
always be
Yes.
opaque.
Yeah, so that's for sure, especially with my weight. Yeah. But right.
No, but you know, I am now rooting out concepts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
So what's left? Just now.
Ideally, nothing, right?
Hmm?
Ideally, nothing. I mean, all can be done is suspending the thought, waiting until it's settled, and then.
Man,
Okay.
I said the master is never dies, is a life where one is just here now.
Yeah, you're not.
So there is no consideration possible here now.
Okay. I mean, okay. Not only okay concept, but okay, I feel it, yeah.
All other considerations, I tell you, they are not even in your hands, even if you believe so. So let them appear as they have to appear. And that is, if you consider someone, that is the life of someone. But never to say that, believe that from where everything rises, appears and disappears and go on changing, that's always available. And that's what you are. No more personally, but it's what you are. It's what all beings are.
Okay. I mean, fine. No, I mean, I'm not questioning that, right? Because this is, I would say I can experience that, but okay, it's not an experience, etc. Still, this is okay when everything is body-mind suspended. Right?
No, listen. Those indications are just to make you suddenly aware that you are awareness itself. To speak big words, I prefer to say that you are just left in what is. Okay? Once you are left in what is, if it is really so, there will be no problem rising about somebody and its life. It's because probably it's still an experience in the mind that you have that I may call maybe a glimpse. You see, once you realize that's what I am, it was always there. Where did I go all those years? And of course, you know, I was in my mind. When that is striking hell, I mean, it's like, then the questions, they don't arise. All those free will and doesn't mean anything, you know. So it's not, what I indicate is not a way to live. It's just to offer you to be struck by what you already are, which doesn't touch your personal being. And I tell you, even if you get thousands of good answers to all your questions, you will still ask questions. So it's better to offer yourself this very second of being alive where the Master is. And that will do the job of rooting out what is in your mind. Okay. It reminded me because it was at that time, the Mahasamadhi video reminded me because at that time, exactly there, I was asking Master with, I asked my ultimate question. I was so innocent. I thought there was something like ultimate question. Questions will never be ultimate. There will always be one another after that. He just laughed, of course. And I laughed too, but you know, I was still into a laughing something. I didn't get it yet. Yeah. The mind, the creation, is a creation because it is creating infinitely. That will never stop. Never stop. Except the one who hooks at it. You know, then there is birth, death, and so on. Rebirth, reborn, whatever. Yeah. So, the Mahasamadhi expresses exactly that. You see, you can be in a complete samadhi, complete natural freedom of your real nature while alive. While alive. And the Mahasamadhi is when that form doesn't reappear anymore. But that's it's in the dead of this body. Yeah.
Even the sun can be covered.
I would like to.
Hi.
I think more or less the question because in some way there's a kind of cooperation. Body-mind cooperation may be inspired by some subtle self, but you come here, that's a kind of cooperation.
What is the kind of cooperation?
To come to Satsang is a kind of cooperation.
You call that? I mean, it's an urge. You cannot help because you want to hear again this. If you call that a cooperation to the self, you mean?
Maybe,
It doesn't need any cooperation.
maybe inspired by the self, by that.
No, of course. Someone can get so inspired, so he will be attracted by places, for example, or sayings that exactly correspond to what he loves or he would like to be. Sure, but it's not called a cooperation. It's your own fire or your own attraction to something else than what is offered in the world, that's all. Huh? There is no cooperation here. The self never needs a cooperation. The self is everything. There is not two. It's the mind which makes a difference. Huh? Mm-hmm.
I remember, you don't listen maybe like that, but I remember I just saw one video.
Attends,
I just
Yeah.
listened and saw a video
Yeah.
with Papaji with your,
Huh?
among your presence.
Yeah, you put it here.
Okay, and I remember Papaji advised, conseiller
Yeah.
okay, in English now, he advised that we try every day,
Yeah.
don't follow the thoughts at least 1 minute. In the video
Of course, I say that every time.
yes, but this is a cooperation too, or not?
No, it's a way to finally, you see, you come to satsang or you are asking, oh, I suffer too much or I'm enough with all this, okay? With this mind. So, some people had a voice And generally, it is the voice of the wise man, or in satsang, it is also heard. Of course, my dear child, if you listen to your mind, you will always, always be unsatisfied, suffering, and that's it. Now, don't worry, my dear child. You have not seen something that the world doesn't speak about. It is about realizing who you are. It is a thirst. It's what did you say? I don't remember your
Kind
question.
of cooperation.
What cooperation? It's so pale and so. I cooperate, to the masters and the self. No, it's your fire. It's your need. It's your personal need. It is even beyond cooperation and all idea. You are not happy if you don't follow that. You have to. How come you think I went when I was 20 to India by foot? By hitchhiking, not really by foot, but hitchhiking. It was a cooperation to my feeling. No, it was a need. You need.
I know.
Ah!
It's why I asked.
Yeah, but then remove that word cooperation. It's for the world, not for here.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Instead, I put fire then.
I prefer. Sure.
Can I say?
Sure, everybody's. No, shh, wait, this is coming. Quick, she will forget. Quick.
I'm sorry, it has to come. Cooperation, it's like cold. There are two things and they're trying to make with. But fire, it's not that. Fire, it's something that touches something and suddenly this something burns. And it's really not the same. I'm sorry.
Can you repeat, please?
Yes.
When I hear burning, I'm aware that I don't experience much burning. And for many years I've been here and focused on being. And there is an increasing silence. There is an increasing peace and detachment. And no sense of burning. It's like I'm missing something because there's no burning. It's like there's a quiet, there's a peace, there's even expansion, and there's no burning.
So it was not about you anyway. Those who understand my words, fire, they understand it. Those who don't understand, they don't understand, and it's perfect both ways. I would just add about this fire, which is not a fire which includes burning and all that. What makes satsang possible? Imagine 50 years, 25 years, whatever years of indicating must be always the same, with no tiredness, with always the same enthusiasm. What is this? What is this? It cannot be something of the world, even though words, of course, are appearing and disappearing. But from where it comes, something alive. You can call it peace or fire. Who cares? Something is alive.
I love it.
Yes, we love it. Look at us. And there is a beautiful trick that Papaji gave all of us. He said, be vigilant up to the end of your breath. What do you understand by that? If you understand with the mind, you will have many questions. It simply says, be vigilant. What does it mean? Just be that. Spare a split second to that whenever, wherever. Again, 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 up to your last breath. This is vigilance. This is to be. So, it's available for everyone. But always just now.
Hi, Ganga.
Hi, yeah.
I heard you say not to. I heard you say not to, and it's like a mantra for me for today. I heard you say not to, and came in a way. Yeah, this morning we were discussing, we are talking about what is before this body appeared, and he said, yeah, when you want to say something about it, it's always with the mind that you speak about this, and it always creates two. So you said, not two. I also felt very strongly Papaji and Ganga not to.
There is no more Papaji and Ganga in not to. You know, if you want to put forms, there will be really a volcano exploded of forms, like Buddhas and so on, and oh la la. All the beings. So that language is not for the expression, it's just. Maybe I can say a word about absorption. Of course, one understands that someone will be absorbed in the self, let's say, in what is. While alive means all the time in this body-mind. And that gives a big trouble, because by experience, for the one who believes it is like this, there will be always some cut with something else, with identifications, reactions, the world. So one will exhaust himself, will make so much efforts not to go there, not to go there, not to go there. In fact, not to go there is for the seeker who really wants to realize what is. Then and again it is suggested, give a split second to nothing. Just be freed for a split second, whenever, wherever, again. But you see, once, let's say, that disappears, those movements disappears, one doesn't expect anymore how the appearance will be or has to be. It's not in one's hand. Some may look like totally absorbed, generally they're swamis, or must be a true rare swami, a true rare yogi. But in the West we are generally full of families and this and that, and still we are that. I am that. But the life will appear differently. And the life may not be looking like being absorbed. But when the identification or the event you were so much in it stops, that very moment, where are you? In yourself, and you know it. By now you know it, and you treasure it, and you know that all this just looks like. I look like identified. Of course, I speak of somebody at that time. And if I don't consider somebody, I am in myself. I am myself. It is as simple as that. Yes.
So you say that.
Just wait,
Yeah.
please.
So you say that there can't be any action without identification, even if I say
Can
that.
be what?
There cannot be any action without identification. If there is action, there has to be someone.
For me, yes.
Mm.
But the whole difference is that one takes himself for somebody and one takes himself for somebody knowing very well that it's in a movie.
Temporarily.
Huh?
Temporarily.
Yeah, but a problem doesn't arise anymore. This is the thing. But of course, if somebody looks from outside, oh, cannot be realized, you know. I have seen that this one was this way, that way. That's why it is said here, don't look at the behavior. But of course, unhappily, it's taken often as an excuse for fake things. But otherwise, it's a beautiful saying, don't be misled by the behavior of the one you trusted is free. That's why it's so important to know very well what you want, and there you trust what is offered to you, and that's it. Otherwise, you are fucked. I had to say that word today once. No, continue if you have to.
However, if I take very basic things, like
Sorry?
if I take a very basic things, simple, like breathing,
Yeah.
it can breathe without, when I have this experience, whatever of that,
Yeah.
it's breathing.
Yeah.
So breathing doesn't prevent me, there is no me anymore, of experiencing that, okay? It's only when I'm doing more complicated things or when there is some kind of will or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I know you come back to that.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not going to let you go, okay?
But yeah, you have to let it go.
Yeah, of course, but that's the point. That's the point. I'm trying, I fucking want to let go, yeah? Okay? To take your words, right?
Yeah.
I'm using a shit excuse now. No, if your basic things like breathing or my heart beating can happen without a will, can I just move a hand without a me? An extension, you know? Can I do
It
more?
will not be the experience of someone. Someone can sometimes feel, especially if they did meditation and all that, oh, I'm a witness of, and then he feels safe, or is just identified. It seems so, it looks so, that's all, it's not true.
I'm not following, sorry.
Huh?
Je te suis pas. I don't get it. You mean, no, sir. Would you mind repeating? Or if you can.
No, I don't mind. I'm doing that since 25 years anyway. I think you are a bit too busy about the manifestation, your manifestation.
Okay.
Give more emphasis where you are not. Because you see, the question will be solved means by not by an answer, but by disappearing there. Really. Do you trust that?
Yeah, in fact,
Okay.
I fully agree.
Okay.
In the sense of, I would like to be as dissolved as possible all the time. and
Hey! The great way is not difficult for those who let go preferences. So I would like drop it.
Okay.
I would have loved to be a sadhu, saintly sadhu at the bank of the Ganga. Yeah. And I was more happy to drop it. Now I'm a grandmother. Ideals, you know. Ideals are poisons. Poisons. Except in this manifestation, accept the ideal to be free. Keep it. Keep the last and the first ideal. I want to be free. And when you are free, it disappears on its own. You don't need somebody to make it disappear.
Can I ask? When you spoke about this absorption,
Absorption.
if
I think you have to.
if the master says inquire until there's no one left to inquire, is it the same that they indicate with that?
Yeah. And that's here just now. Absorption is not a fixed state, it's just now. And states are playing in it. And just now is self-obvious when you don't look at states. Just now. I don't know if it is useful, but maybe it is useful that I express which difference I make between glimpses and, it's the word today, doesn't matter, absorption or realization of what doesn't need to be realized, it's always here. When you have a glimpse, it's like you are at the border of your mind and suddenly you peep from where, at the source of the mind, you peep. And then of course, that experience will have the words of what is tried to express about who you are. It's formless, it's vast, it's peace, whatever. But because you are on the edge of the mind, when something reappears, you are on the, let's say, the bank of the mind, and you find, I lost it, or it just left me. And you will have probably quite a few years in and out, in and out. But in fact, you are always in the mind. That was an experience of the source of the mind. But because you believe this is it, because you believe in the reality of that experience, which is, of course, changing your life and whatnot, but still in the mind, you are troubled. In, out, in, out. Oh, I'm exhausted. Or you accept it's like this. Whatever. While, for example, you are in your mind, you are at the bank, you peep, but you have heard again and again, you have a very solid background, not to catch what will rise. I am free, I am enlightened finally. Oh, thank you so much, my beloved master. Gone in the mind again. It will be a glimpse. Again. In, out, like the pendulum. Now, if you have this solid background, something arises, whatever it says, you dive, you don't look. It will look like the biggest shift of your life. It looks like, because never, ever you are not yourself. So all the rest from here will look like. It looks like a shift. It looks like an identification. It looks like. So please, you cannot have better secrets open like that. Just follow that. What is difficult? It takes no time. Thank you, dear Papaji. Thank you, Eva.